Thursday, March the 16th, 2017, and this is your Barbados Today evening update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, the owners of the island's privately run public service vehicles have hit back at the president of the Road Safety Association, Charmaine Roland Bowen, over her claims that taxi drivers have been driving under the influence of alcohol. President of the Alliance Owners of Public Transport, Roy Raphael, is therefore challenging Roland Bowen to bring the evidence and come.
They will have to produce evidence to us to show that a lot of our taxi drivers are drunk drivers, right? There's no evidence to support it. And I believe that if the Road Safety Association has some issues, there's a body that represents PSVs, which is the Alliance Owners of Public Transport. We could sit together collectively and look at it. But there's no evidence at this stage that really support that most of these drivers, or a lot of these drivers, are operating drunk. So I would like us collectively as a body to work. If she thinks that is an issue, I would like her to meet with us so we can look at it.
Raphael also expressed concern over the frequent fights by school children on board transport board buses, resulting in drivers feeling threatened. He fears this could spread to ZRs and minibuses.
It can spread. It can spread to our people, particularly if government looks at removing the free bus fare concession that goes to school children. We believe that we can end up where we were back some 10 years ago, where a lot of school children used to ride on our PSVs. But the ridership is not as wide, and we are happy that some of the violence is not targeted towards us. But it concerns us generally as a body. We are also calling on the Ministry of Education to recruit patrol guards that will ride on these buses from time to time to assist in the law and order on these vehicles.
Barbadians are being warned to exercise greater care when buying fruit from wayside vendors. The caution from health and agricultural officials was sparked by reports that some vendors who sold along the ABC highway were preparing sugarcane for sale in the bathroom of Sky Mall in Haggett Hall. But Principal Environmental Health Officer at the Brantford Tate Polyclinic, Pedro Hunt, says that unlike cooked food, one cannot apply heat to sugarcane to kill any microorganisms. Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Agricultural Society, James Paul, is suggesting that the police should be called in because the vendors may have stolen the commodities. Environmental Health Officer at Six Rose, Sean Dottin, said the risk of contamination was at its greatest if cane was prepared in a bathroom. An increasing number of younger people are coming down with visual problems in Barbados. Speaking during a community outreach day in collaboration with the eye clinic of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital as part of Disabilities Month, disabilities activist Senator Carrie-Ann Eiffel said these visual difficulties stemmed from the rising incidence of diabetes in Barbados.
Well, in general, Barbados has a high incidence of glaucoma, and we have a high incidence of diabetes. Diabetes leads to diabetic retinopathy. So we are seeing a lot of persons who are manifesting with diabetes earlier, and with that you have the added complications. Other persons, they don't get their checks, and so glaucoma can develop younger in their 30s. And that's what we're seeing a lot of.
Senator Eiffel, who herself is visually impaired and is president of the Senate, said the National Disabilities Unit was on a mission to help people who have developed blindness to readjust and live a useful life.
There are many persons in Barbados who are developing visual challenges, and after medicine has done its work, we want to show persons the opportunities and the different ways that they can manage life with blindness. So we've got our technology, which is one of the programs that we work with at the National Disabilities Unit, teaching assistive technology. And we also have our assistive devices, which my colleague showed you earlier, as well as the support group that we run for persons with risky blindness.
In sport, Manchester United and Rostov drew 0-0 in the European League's 16th round second leg game today. United's Ibrahimovic Sultan hit the post twice during a dominating game by his team. However, United lost Pogba, who was forced off with injury in the second half.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Get your paper, get your paper. Only $2.25. $2.20 who? For what? That's the Bear Stare News. I don't read about that on Barbados today since last night. That can't only can't do. $2.20 who?
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
We're back with news from the region now. The Barbados-based Caribbean Development Bank has approved a loan of US $45.9 million to assist the government of Antigua and Barbuda with the development and management of a reliable and a sustainable road sector. The loan will be used to rehabilitate 27.76 kilometers of existing roads: Anchorage Road, Sir Sydney Walling Highway, Old Param Road, and Valley Road North. The 4 roads to be upgraded under the project are currently used by 37% of the population of Antigua and Barbuda on a daily basis and serve to connect the capital St. John's, agricultural zones in the south, prime tourism areas, heavily populated communities, and the V.C. Bird International Airport. In more regional news, the Communications Workers Union in Trinidad and Tobago is now calling on the Prime Minister to step in and rescind the decision by the Ministry of Tourism to dissolve the Tourism Development Company. The union says it's the only move that would quell industrial unrest as workers embarked on the second day of protest action outside the Parliament on Wednesday.
The scene outside of the Parliament at noon on Wednesday, distressed workers venting their frustrations in song, which Secretary General of the CWU says were exacerbated by Labour Minister Jennifer Baptiste-Primus's utterings that TDC employees will have the opportunity to apply for other jobs.
What stupidity is that the minister is coming with in the face of a decision by the government to destroy the lives of so much as citizens with impunity without exercising due process and observing the spirit of the law.
Remy says having come from the trade union movement herself, Baptiste-Primus should have known better and discouraged the government against such a decision.
Nobody has written to us officially, but they are negotiating in public. She is saying what would happen to the workers in public without engaging the RMU. She's breaching the laws and breaching what she should have known to be some fundamental principles that should not be interfered with.
On the international scene, a Senate committee says there are no indications that Trump Tower was under surveillance by the U.S. government before or after the election. The statement from Republican Senator Richard Burr, Senate Intelligence Committee chairman, dismissed Donald Trump's claim his phones were tapped. Trump had accused his predecessor, Barack Obama, of wiretapping Trump Tower during the presidential race. And finally, European leaders have welcomed the result of the Netherlands election, which saw the anti-immigration party of Geert Wilders fail to become the largest in the parliament. Prime Minister Mark Rutte's centre-right VVD won by some margin. For François Hollande of France, it was a clear victory against extremism, while German Chancellor Angela Merkel hailed a good day for democracy. And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening.